In Al Rayyan, Qatar, on the western outskirts of Doha. Moments from kickoff against Wales. Hello, everyone, and welcome alongside Stu Holden. I'm John Strong. Take us through it, bud.
Well, here was what we see for Wales. Hennessy gets the start in goal. It's going to be a back three. A lot of times it looks like a back five with Nico Williams and Connor Roberts on that right-hand side sitting deep. In the midfield, they've got Ramsey, Ampadu, and then up front, Gareth Bale. You might know him. You might have seen him score for LAFC in MLS Cup final and in Champions League finals. He's a man of extreme pedigree for that country and will be leading them against a United States team that is inexperienced at this level at a World Cup. Only one player for them that has played in a World Cup, and that is DeAndre Yedlin. He is not starting, so all of them making their debut. Matt Turner in the nets for the United States. Tim Ream gets the start alongside Walker Zimmerman. Tyler Adams, the captain for the tournament, in the middle of the field. So important in setting the tempo for this team. Christian Pulisic, the star on that left-hand side. And then up front, a lot of conversation about who was going to start at striker. It is Josh Sargent of St. Louis, who will be leading the line for the United States and looking to put the ball in the back of the net.
It is the youngest lineup for the United States in a World Cup match since 1990, an average of a little over 25 years of age. Somewhat tilted for the fact that 35-year-old Tim Ream is in the starting lineup. Great atmosphere. Somewhat of a late arriving crowd. Some issue with the ticketing outside. It's been slowly filling up. And a tremendous atmosphere here inside this 40,000 capacity stadium. And here we are. 8 years after the final whistle in Brazil. 5 years after that night in Trinidad. And 7 months after the draw gave us a date and time to count down to. Your men of the United States are back on the greatest stage the world sport has to offer, the FIFA World Cup. Their opening match against Wales is underway. The United States of America wearing white, the Dragons of Wales in red. And the United States, now that they're here, the question is, how long can they stick around? History tells us teams that win their opening match almost always advance out of the group stage at a World Cup. Teams that lose their opener almost always go home. And so while Friday's game against England is the big occasion, this is the game that history tells us the U.S. really has to win. Guess what? Wales feels the exact same way. It's their first World Cup since 1958. So the Welsh people have been waiting 64 years for this moment. They'll be excited for the game against England. That's a grudge match. They'll have looked at Iran and their defeat to England today, feel like that's a winnable game. The exact same thing the U.S. feels, that this is the one they have to get off to a good start with. Serginho Dest carries forward now. One of the question marks coming in is he's dealt with an injury in recent weeks, as has Weston McKennie. Big collision there. What's this thing going to look like?
A bit like that. It's going to look frenetic at times. The United States are going to have a lot of the ball. You can see already the way in which Wales are set up against Greg Berhalter's team, a man that's played in the World Cup for the United States and now coaching at a World Cup for the very first time. I'm also noticing that Wales are squeezing their line pretty tight. There's going to be space in behind, but they don't want to get beat in front by the U.S. So there's going to be some space for Weah and potentially Sargent as well to make runs behind that back line.
Christian Pulisic first touch. That's going to be a foul and a free kick for the United States as Joe Rodon took him down. And this is an area of the game the U.S. has put a big focus on. Only once in 14 qualifying games did the U.S. score goals from set pieces. Now they got 3 of them against Honduras. But Greg Berhalter told us at the team hotel on Saturday, we haven't been good on set pieces. That's been bugging me.
Now, it's something to watch for, too, John. They have been practicing. They hired a coach for set pieces specifically to work on these type of situations. So as the game goes on, you're going to see this team start to mix it up a little bit. The first one, though, from Pulisic looks like he's just going to try and shape it into that gap between that back line and Hennessy and put him under some early pressure here.
6'6" Wayne Hennessy in goal for Wales, and Christian Pulisic.
A couple of nervy touches there from Pulisic. Not a great ball in, and the pass gets away from him. It's a part of the game. You got to settle into it early.
Rob Page, who 2 years ago was actually the interim coach. Ryan Giggs, Welsh legend. He was coach of the national team. Domestic violence accusations. He had to leave the job just months before World Cup qualifying. Page actually coached Wales for the very first time against the U.S. He has led them now to the World Cup. He talked about a team that feels that they are the underdogs in this group behind England and behind the United States, but he said we're going to show the world just how good we are. McKennie for
previously as well. Wales step that right center back into spaces. They go with that wide midfielder. Pulisic sent it, the space was left then on the second ball. He makes a clever run in behind it, drags Wales a little bit deeper, and they win their first corner now from that far side.
The U.S. trying to get organized right now. Wales, this is something they do. They leave 3 players high, so the U.S. was really communicating, making sure they're dropping enough back. And Aaron Ramsey will now join up. You see him coming through your picture there, number 10. It's an extra defender as Pulisic once again to take. Abdulrahman Al Jassim, a referee who's from Qatar, just managing things proactively. Pulisic swung in, sent out by Mepham. A little bit of a push in the back there, not spotted by the referee. Anthony Robinson got away with one. Rob Page arguing to the 4th official about it. Robinson's run, giving Pulisic a little bit of a space to get a run, get a cross in, popped in the air by Roden. McKennie cleans it up.
Yeah, good. United States doing a great job on second ball. So when Wales are clearing, they're stepping their lines very tight. They're playing very aggressive defensively and keeping Wales pinned back in their own half. Good job from Ream and Zimmerman there, stepping tight against those Welsh strikers.
McKennie. Sargent trying to get back to that one on Nico Williams. And Dess was there to tackle it out. It's the 3rd meeting between these nations. Scoreless draw 2 years ago was the last one as Zimmerman chases that one down, and Matt Turner gets his first touch in his World Cup debut. Musa dropping in, youngest player ever to start a World Cup game for the U.S. A couple weeks away from his 20th birthday. Tim Weah.
Just look again how when the ball goes back, the United States pass the ball back. You could throw, it's about 20 yards between Wales strikers and their defense. So they're trying to keep it very narrow. No space for McKennie, for Musa, for Adams, which is the heartbeat of the U.S. team. So to beat a team like this, you either have to go over the top, you have to have little combinations, or you have to go around them wide and try to get Tim Weah involved on this near side. Which is what they do there. Great ball from Ream.
Weah knocks it down. Dest couldn't pick it up cleanly. It's pressured off it by Weston McKennie. He throws an arm, and that's going to be a foul. A little kiss there for Taleb Almari, the assistant referee. Some pressure there. Really get it back for Hennessy. Both goalkeepers backups at their clubs. So just a couple of starts. Matt Turner and Wayne Hennessy this fall. Starters for their countries, though. Robinson trying to turn the corner, just lost his footing. It's not a foul. In for Tyler Adams might have been meant for McKennie. Adams came to get it.
What great build-up. This has been good patience from the United States.
Pulisic ran away from a first touch, slid away by Mepham. This is what the U.S. prepared for. Greg Berhalter said, we know Wales doesn't want the ball.
Indeed, and that's why patience becomes important. You don't have to force every pass, because what Wales are looking for is that one pass that you try to think you could squeeze it into the gap. They win the ball, and then they release James. They release Bale the other way. So at all times, even while in possession and you're comfortable, you still need your back line paying attention and being organized for that moment, potentially opening up. Great ball.
Wants it from Dest. Way is going to get there, brings it down well. The cross turned on frame. That was almost an own goal. Hennessy blocked it with his body. Clearance only as far as Anthony Robinson. Trying to get around Ramsey and does. Robinson drives to the byline, cuts the cross. It's Sargent! Wow. And that hit something. It might have clipped the outside of the post. It might have been the back stanchion.
I thought that was a save from Hennessy. Again, he knows nothing about the first one. The space is in behind. Dest recognizes that. He picks out Tim Weah, takes a little touch up. And that's just so clever to put that in early. It's a reactive header because he knows Josh Sargent is right on his back, Joe Rodon. And then the other way, Sargent arriving at the near post and the header off the post and out. But two great examples of a center forward and Josh Sargent getting the start, but being a presence in the middle, making sure that he is known by those center backs. Almost gets on the end of one. Great movement to the front post on the second, and is inches away from opening the scoring for the United States.
A big moment for that matter for Wayne Hennessy. I mean, there are not going to be a ton of scoring chances we would expect. Now, we saw 8 goals between England and Iran, but those little moments can prove big. Weston McKennie making a big run. Dest elects to hold on to it. Josh Sargent, it is a big moment for him to be starting up front. His first start for the U.S. since September of last year. In the opening game of World Cup qualifying, but he's had a fantastic fall for Norwich City in the English Championship, the second division. There he is, knocking that one down for Weah. Can't reverse it out wide from McKennie. A big shout there. And that's going to be a foul and a yellow card on Serginho Dest.
And really what is his first foul, but it's the nature of the foul. Just got a little caught up in the moment there, Serginho Dest, because Nico Williams is going out of bounds. He's struggling to even keep that one in. I think that's soft, actually. There is some contact at the end of the follow-through there, but I thought initially maybe there were some studs on the leg. There weren't. He kept that leg out of it. But Nico Williams was clever. You heard even just the scream and the shout and the reaction after the fact. I think that helped influence the referee in giving that yellow card.
So Dest, who was a question mark coming in, a groin injury in late October, missed 2 weeks with AC Milan, returned as a sub last week in the finale. So he's going to theoretically be doing a lot of one-on-one defending on a yellow card. Wales turn to possess as Hennessy goes long. Dest wins the header. It's going to run out, though.
They will look predominantly when building Wales. If they're going to play a long ball, they're going to play it to Serginho Dest's side because of his size, and then now also because he's on a yellow card. So you want him getting in as many 50-50 challenges as possible and trying to draw. And Weston McKennie getting stuck in. He's going to pick up a yellow card.
That's Nico Williams, the same player who's fouled by Dest.
And this was the one because he comes in from behind here. Similar type of play in that Weston McKennie coming too aggressively in to try to win the ball in a spot, part of the field that the risk reward is not of the nature in which if you win that ball, you're not going to be on a counterattack or have a big break. He doesn't need to dive in so aggressively, and has picked up that early yellow. So now the United States, 13 minutes in, 2 yellow cards on this right-hand side.
And both of the guys who were questionable coming in, McKennie, a quad injury at the end of October, missed the final few weeks with Juventus, hasn't played a game since. And now Wales will defend the set piece. Look at Greg Berhalter there. He was saying that's where the foul actually occurred. That's where the free kick should be taken.
And for Wales, John, who haven't had much in the attacking part of the field now, 5 goals in World Cup qualifying for them. and in the Euros as well from set pieces. So they are dangerous in these types of spots. This is going to be a big, long ball to the back post, trying to pick out one of their big center backs who is up. The United States have every player back right now, not one hanging out up the field, because they know the threat that Wales possess in this type of situation.
Harry Wilson, a Fulham teammate of Tim Ream and Anthony Robinson on the field. He'll be taking this free kick. Think about how close the U.S. was to taking the lead just a couple of minutes ago on that almost own goal. They had all the momentum. Now they're all packed back defensively. Wilson lifting it in. Turner thought about it, stays at home. Robinson out-dueled for the first one. Dest there for the second. It's going to be fired back in and well over the bar. Ampadu there.
Well, came a long way. It was Anthony Robinson up for the initial one. Serginho Dest clearing it right out to the middle in a dangerous area, but the United States reacting well, getting out quickly, closing down the angle and forcing Ampadu into a shot that was over the crossbar.
It's interesting. You saw there Rob Page getting his players' attention really quick, wanting them to get set defensively. The U.S. electing not to go short. Turner will go long on the goal kick. Gets it away. Gareth Bale's barely touched the ball so far. That's a win for the U.S.
Is that his first touch, potentially, and it's gone right back to the U.S. But in saying that, he's a guy that doesn't need many touches of the ball to have an impact in the game. So while you might be thinking throughout this first half and even the second, not seeing much of Gareth Bale, if he pops up in and around the goal, look out. So that's where the U.S. need to be careful of Gareth Bale, not in the middle of the field.
In for Sargent, dropping into a pocket of space. Boy, I didn't see Wilson coming, though. The pass, though, behind James. Can the U.S. go quickly the other way? Wilson is limping behind the play after winning that ball for Wales. Here's Weah dropping it in for McKennie. And he's still struggling in the middle of the field. Just past the quarter-hour mark at Ahmad Bin Ali Stadium, Al Rayyan, Qatar. We are on the western outskirts of Doha. A little past 10 p.m. local time. The U.S. back in the World Cup after missing out 4 years ago. One of the surefire bets was the last 5 times the U.S. has been to a World Cup, they've either scored or conceded. Opening 10 minutes of their first match. Clint Dempsey scored after 30 seconds in Brazil. 0-0 so far here. See the biggest moment so far in the game, blocking a would-be own goal off the head of his defender, Joe Rodon. In the 9th minute, Anthony Robinson, big step and a tackle. By Mepham, though, to keep it under control for Wales. Dest.
Felt like that was already out before he touched it.
U.S. getting frustrated with these referees right now. 2 yellow cards. Berhalter was arguing over the placement of a free kick and was sort of getting a talking to from the referee. It's an all-Qatari refereeing crew. Here's Gareth Bale. Not on the same page with Roberts, although he gets it off the head of Anthony Robinson. Robinson wins it back cleanly. Second chance to get to it. Pulisic wants it and has it. Quality switch by Yunus Musa for Serginho Dest. Tim Weah. McKennie again making a lot of runs off the ball, wanting those balls played into him. Pulisic can't get back to it cleanly. James can't hold it up. McKennie making the run. That one's meant for Weah, though, from Dest. As it runs through him, able to hook it backwards for Weston McKennie. Controls off his head. Weah trying to get back on side.
Shot a handball there, potentially on Williams. Great recovery. Great reaction from Weston McKennie there.
Now Adams for Musa, for Robinson. Pulisic's going to get there. Ephraim, the defender, forced to cycle around Pulisic. He bounced off him then. He thought he had been fouled. Now he's saying it should be a corner. And again, the U.S. really getting frustrated with this referee and his assistants. Gareth Bale, as you said, only needs one moment. Barely played for LAFC since joining him in the summer. Didn't play for a month. Comes off the bench late in MLS Cup. 128th minute goal. Adding to his career total of 18 different trophies in 16 years as a professional.
That's not bad.
And in saying that,
yeah,
the guy's played more than half his life for his country. He was 2 weeks shy, or 2 months shy, I should say, of his 17th birthday when he first played for Wales. He's 33 now. He talked about growing up watching the World Cup, but never having a team to root for because Wales were never there. So strange as it might seem for a guy that has accomplished so much at Real Madrid, at one time the most expensive player in the world, are these the biggest games of his life, finally at the World Cup with his country? Can he produce a moment like he has done so many times for Tottenham Hotspur, for Real Madrid, and now for LAFC? Now for more on Gareth Bale, let's go down for the first time to Jenny Taft. Jenny?
Well, I think it's important, John, to highlight someone who does know Bale well, and that is the man in charge at LAFC, Steve Cherundolo. We talked to him last night. We caught up, and he said something pretty powerful about him. He said he's incredible for a team because you know if you give him one chance that he will score. And the two did have plenty of conversations about the World Cup. He said Bale is excited because it really could put an incredible cap on such a career he's had. And that he also added they don't fear the United States, but they do respect them. They understand this big task at hand, and yes, we all know he can be a difference maker.
Tim Ream winning the header over Bale. Long run by Robinson, but a good tackle by Ampadu.
Yeah, this game it's tight. It's as we expected, early stages, and a bit of a chess match at times. And one of the things from the United States I think they're doing well is when Wales have possession in these areas, and when a team possesses the ball deep, they try to suck you out to get space in behind. The back line for the U.S. is staying very connected. The midfield is connected, and the forward pressure is coming together. So they're not overcommitting. They're not getting dragged out of positions. And that's why you see Wales with the ball in the back, just pausing in moments, trying to wait, trying to bait this U.S. team. And then when the ball goes long, they're in the spots to win it back, like that one right there again. There's nobody for Nico Williams to pass it to, so he just dumps it up. The U.S. have two defenders, they win the ball back. So defensively right now doing a good job even while they have possession.
Tomorrow we have our first 4-match day here at the World Cup. World Cup favorites Argentina taking on Saudi Arabia to start the day, followed by Denmark, Tunisia, Mexico back at the World Cup against Poland, and the defending champions France against Australia. Coverage starts at 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. out on the West Coast. Live here on Fox Sports. Zimmerman long towards Pulisic, not close enough though. McKennie holds it in. Pulisic able to turn. Pulisic driving, got it away. Anthony Robinson able to keep it, cuts it in front, popped in the air and cleared. That was Ampadu tracking back.
Well, that's the type of pocket that you want. Christian Pulisic picking the ball up. It's behind the midfield and then being able to turn quickly and accelerate at the back line because it gets you backtracking. You're defending back towards your own goal. You've got slashing players in behind. He picks out Robinson. It took a deflection on the way through, though, but that's where Pulisic can come to life, not when he's bringing the ball back towards his own team. If he can play on the half turn, facing to take that first touch forward and face up a defense.
Robinson making the run this time. Ream, who plays with him at Fulham in the Premier League, trying to find him. He'll end up out for a goal kick. We'll often hear him referred to as Jedi, Anthony Robinson. That was from when he was a kid. His dad was his coach. He gave all the kids nicknames. He let Anthony pick his own nickname. As he said, he'd never actually seen Star Wars, but he had the Star Wars toys. Nicknamed himself Jedi. It is stuck in his professional career now at the age of 25. Born and raised in England, but his father, a U.S. citizen, getting a start in his World Cup debut for the United States for a guy that was ever present and one of the most important players for the U.S. in qualifying. Here comes Gareth Bale. That was behind Ramsey. Almost got his pocket picked.
He was waiting for it too long. Ends up getting it. Tim Williams having a good game on this right-hand side. I feel this right with him against Nico Williams can be the matchup for the United States to find success. Nico Williams not the best defender. He's not naturally a defender in that way. Great step again from Reed.
Pulisic picks it up. Got to play for away. An important step there by Davis. And then Adams very late in. Is that going to be a third early yellow card for an American?
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. He was late, Tyler Adams, but it's almost as though he tripped a little bit. And now this referee talking to Christian Pulisic. So he kind of loses footing and can't stop himself, clatters into Ramsey. He's getting a talking to now by the referee.
He's a young referee, Abdulrahman Al-Jassim, 35 years of age, first ever World Cup game. He was a VAR in Russia. This guy has reffed high-level games, though. Asian Champions League final, Club World Cup final. He was actually a guest referee at the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Summer of 2019, he reffed the U.S. against Panama in Kansas City. So he's seen a lot of these players before. He's got experience, even at a very young age, for a World Cup referee as Zimmerman pokes it away.
Got space to run at him here.
Tim Weah, early ball. Sargent going to leave it go for Pulisic. Anthony Robinson, space and time. Robinson clipping it up. Weah, the late run, knocked away by Davis. James tracking all the way back. And that ball's miscontrolled out by Wilson.
And now Pulisic talking to the referee again. He felt his shirt was pulled from behind there as he played the ball wide and tried to burst into the box. It's given a lot for the referee to think about, though, now. If you can just walk that fine line of keeping pressure on in conversations after, but not let that emotion get too much where you start making silly fouls and you get too frustrated. That's the balance you want to walk with a referee.
Adams steering that backwards. And Padu, that's too far for Bale.
Sounds like a home game.
Welsh fans doing their best down to our right. Trying to get Ramsey on it now. Couldn't control.
For everybody at home watching in the United States that has waited 8 years for the United States to be back at a World Cup, that's goosebumps. And for the players on the field, that goes a long way. In stretches of the game where maybe it's tight as it has been the last couple, you get that type of support, it gives you another lift. It gives you more energy. You go again.
Tons of space for Anthony Robinson to run into. Got to run around Ramsey. Gets a cross in. Sargent popped in the air. Wilson first there in front of McKennie. James trying to bring it down. Good work, Tyler Adams. Youngest captain for the United States in a World Cup since 1950, helping to win the ball back.
And that's the stuff that he does that you might not notice him throughout the game on the offensive side, because right now he's being marked in the middle of the field, but it's his ability to read the game, to win those second balls, to cut off a passing lane, just all the little things. He does all the fundamentals so well, and that's why he's so vital to the team.
Musa passed 2 already. McKennie wanted it. Dest gets it. Serginho Dest, he'll shoot from here. He does. It's up over the bar. Second shot of the game for the U.S.
That's not a bad idea from Dest. He had Tim Weah to his right. Nobody was stepping out to close him down. Great work from Yunus Musa to take the midfield of Wales out of play. Easy to say now because the ball's gone over the crossbar. He did have 2 or 3 options in the box between Sargent, Pulisic, and even from that weak side, Yunus Musa had continued in. And they've had some success on crosses, the United States, in putting that back line under pressure.
Hennessy under pressure, forced to get rid of it, out for a U.S. throw.
This Welsh team's feeling nervous. They are. They're under a lot of pressure anytime they're on the ball. They're starting to bark at each other a little bit, little conversations. This is where the U.S., you see that from a body language perspective. You try to ramp up that tempo, keep it going, keep them under pressure, keep them pinned back.
McKennie, great touch for Dest on the run. Serginho Dest, it just got caught up there. Lost the moment, lost the momentum. U.S. eventually able to win it back off Williams, and they retreat it to Matt Turner. And a calm hush here at Ahmad Bin Ali Stadium in Al Rayyan, Qatar, as we reach the half-hour mark.
The way they're moving the ball, it's crisp, it's sharp, it's fast.
This is Yunus Musa for Robinson. Robinson's cross took a deflection there. Popped straight up in the air by Ampadu. Pulisic, sort of a token jump there on Bale.
But this is the part I've been most impressed with. How quickly they're winning the ball back. How quickly they're putting Wales under pressure. They're going to get a foul this time. But this is a mentality. And it starts with the coach. It's when the ball turns over, how quickly can you not put your head down and try to turn around? But how quickly can you react and not allow Wales to then be in possession and get out of that pressure? So they're doing a great job at pinning them back, keeping them as far away from their own goal as possible.
5th foul called against the U.S. 2 players booked early, Serginho Dest and Weston McKennie. Yunus Musa there to collect the second ball. Just got that away for Pulisic. Pulisic on the turn, couple different runners. Weston McKennie, they've been friends since they were kids. Hands that off for Anthony Robinson. McKennie gets it back. Pulisic this time making the run off the ball. McKennie across for Weah. He's got Dest further along.
A lot of numbers up for the United States. Only Zimmerman and Ream back. Tyler Adams coming back a little bit.
That's every player on the field in the Welsh half right now. Can they cash it in? Tim Ream. Nowhere to go. You see the way the possession numbers being split up into 3 different categories at this World Cup. A bit different than we're used to seeing, but it gives you a sense even then of how much this has tilted the way of the United States so far. Well, Pulisic dumped to the turf. Chris Mepham there, and if you're going to give yellow cards for the other ones.
Yeah, because maybe not just this foul as a standalone, but the accumulation of the fouls on Pulisic specifically.
And you see Pulisic arguing the case. Abdul Rahman Al Jassim. Yeah, that's only designed to do one thing.
It should be a yellow.
It's not. It's taken quickly. It's Pulisic bouncing it off Mepham in a U.S. corner, their second of the game.
Now, they've hit their first 3 set pieces straight into the box, trying to put Wales under pressure. I wonder now if it's a chance to try something that they've been working on, the little cubes. I saw Pulisic just touch the ball lightly before taking this one.
6'6" Wayne Hennessy getting himself set. Zimmerman and Ream have come forward for the Americans. Pulisic driven ball. Zimmerman, it was just too tall for him. Anthony Robinson, aggressive first and second touches, and he goes wide. Christian Pulisic has options. Pulisic cutting it in, stabbed away. Sargent was the target. Robinson steers it backwards for Ream. They'll do it again. Here's Yunus Musa. Robinson making a big run forward. He was right in Pulisic's way, though. And here's Pulisic now. And the cross is closed down. Connor Roberts that time. Adams looking for Weah.
That's a good
just
idea.
Too far.
It's a good idea. Because you've been playing in front of Wales for the last couple of minutes, maintaining possession. Adams saw the run from Weah. Weah is the one who cued the run by making the run in behind the back line, and just slight miscalculation on the pass from Tyler Adams. But Greg Berhalter applauding the effort and the idea.
Bale out jumping Ream, got a running head start, but Zimmerman was there for the second ball. Musa, Sargent, Pulisic on the run. Pulisic has Weah. Pulisic rolls it in. Tim Weah!
Well, it's the hold-up play of Sargent, first of all, that brings Pulisic into this play. On the second one, this right here, so important. It drags the center back out of the hole, and then you want Christian Pulisic in these spots, running out of back line, slashing with speed, the weight of the pass. So good for Tim Weah, who has the awareness to come inside, across his defender, gets goal side, has a little look up, and it's outside of the boot. Past Wayne Hennessy, into the back of the net, to give the United States their first World Cup goal in 8 years, and gives them the lead here in Qatar over Wales. 1-0. What a goal, what a finish, and the Americans are back.
Wales looking to respond. Bale, the long switch for Nico Williams. Williams, the cross in, too far. A young man with a huge spotlight because of the name on the back of his shirt. The son of George Weah, 1995's World Player of the Year, the only African ever to win that award. And he's presently president of his native Liberia. And yet you could argue that Tim is here at the World Cup because of his mom, Clara, the First Lady of Liberia, his first coach growing up in Queens, much more hands-on of the two, and raising Tim in the New York City area. And then moving to Paris as a 14-year-old, now playing at Lille in France, becoming the 23rd man to score for the United States in a World Cup. Christian Pulisic getting the assist on his debut at a World Cup.
That whole play is just what Greg Berhalter would have drawn up in his head of how he would have wanted to see it. The hold-up play from Sargent, the header on from Musa, Christian Pulisic finally getting to break away where he had open field, open space, and then a pattern of play that had been developing. This right side, talking about Tinway's ability to get behind the back line. And just going back to that run that he had, the Tyler Adams pass that evaded him, that's the type of run that keeps a defender back off. It keeps him honest because he knows you're going to do it, and maybe he's not as tight on the next one. Just the timing of the run, the weight of the pass, everything. Great goal for the United States. Really well worked.
McKennie in some pain. He's coming in off a quad injury. Might have just gotten kicked. That'll tell the story.
Now here's the challenge too, John. The U.S. have been dominating this game. It's been a very good first half. You've got your goal, but you have to keep the pressure on now. All the way into halftime. You don't take your foot off that gas. You keep going because that's why this team has been successful. You don't want to...
Thinks he got it cleanly. Musa's down hurt. What does Abdul Rahman Al Jassim, the referee, do
Should
here?
be a yellow. It's a tackle from behind. It doesn't matter if it's your first. It's the type of tackle, and that is more consistent with the way the game was refereed early. I mean, there's some contact on the ball, but you saw he certainly gets his foot over the top of the ball, but first he goes into the knee of Musa, which, by the way, might be the only way you get that man down, Yunus Musa. Boy, he has just been gliding past defenders, so strong, so technically good, and so intelligent as well, just to find space in the way in which he moves. That balance, so silky smooth.
So Bale joining Destin McKennie as having yellow cards in a first half. It's got about 5 minutes left in it. Anthony Robinson trying to drive forward. Ramsey knocked it away. Pulisic picked it up. Pulisic 1v3. Couldn't angle the pass in. It came back to him. Still Pulisic on the ball. Drives it in right at Wayne Hennessy. Zimmerman slides, doesn't get there. Ream, fantastic, kept the ball in play. Won it right back off Aaron Ramsey.
Not sure Tim Ream's put a foot wrong in this game, and Walker Zimmerman for that matter too. Two center backs positionally putting themselves in a position to succeed, to be there on the first one, winning those headers, winning second balls as well, and keeping this type of pressure on Wales.
It's good work there by Davis over the top. Ream was there in front of Bale. Pulisic trying to get the pass away. It's going to find Musa. Lovely little flick backwards for Weston McKennie. Greg Berhalter was asked by us at the press conference yesterday, can this young team, can they seize the moment? Can they take advantage of their opportunity? Something that they struggled to do in World Cup qualifying a little over a year ago. He expressed nothing but confidence on their ability to rise to the occasion in their performance.
That was one of the biggest questions coming in. All the unknowns, right? Two friendlies ahead of this. A loss to Japan, a tie to Saudi Arabia, alarm bells going off. You get the sense after watching 43 minutes of this game, this U.S. team weren't so panicked as Musa. Careless giveaway there.
It's 3 in a row in the middle of the field and sort of promising moments for the U.S.
Yeah.
And now it's clipped over the top, and wide it comes to Daniel James. It's a way of defending. Inside for Nico Williams. Out for James. Frustration there. Ben Davis, as that one went behind him. Return for Roberts. Collision between Musa and Roberts, off the ball, no fouls. Clipped in for Bale. It's returned for Ramsey. Robinson trying to recover, and he does. Got the touch there in time to prevent the cross, but it will be Wales' first corner of the night.
Well, it's a great recovery run, and he has the speed to get back there, but just for a half second, hesitated, turned the other way. Ramsey went for the 1-2 on the return pass, and it looked like he was going to get there, but a great recovery from Robinson. But now the United States have to defend a corner against a team, as we've said, are good on set pieces and have some big targets, and none with a better leap than that man, Gareth Bale, in the middle.
Greg Berhalter's frustrations, it wasn't just scoring from set pieces, it was defending set pieces as well. That was a struggle for the U.S. in World Cup qualifying. It's Harry Wilson to take. And it was taken
He's going to have a conversation with Aaron Ramsey because he's the guy in front of Matt Turner. Now, a player that's in front of the keeper, he's tasked with just trying to be a nuisance, just to try to distract your keeper. It's why oftentimes the referee talks to that player, because they're always either getting in the way or obstructing. You walk that fine balance of trying to get in the way while not making a foul, and Turner has to get around him.
Here it comes from Wilson, lifted in, header, bouncing wide, who'd it come off? A red shirt. It's a U.S. goal kick with 30 seconds and stoppage time to go in the half.
Well, it's Tim Weah the difference. Here's Pulisic surveying the field, comes outside to in, and as soon as the center back steps is when he releases that pass, and there's the U.S. bench celebrating a moment that this young group has been waiting for a long time. Now, as you're about to tell us in a minute or two here, John, 45 down, 45 more to go. And that is going to be the challenge for this U.S. team, to keep the intensity, to keep the pressure on, and to match what you have seen in this first half in the second, and finish off a Welsh team, which I think it is clear to say in this game right now, the U.S. have been the better team.
Still 4 minutes to go. You think about Landon and Clint and Alexi and Carly watching us back at our Corny set and their reactions to what they've seen so far. There's Anthony Robinson carrying forward, hands it off for Christian Pulisic. Musa will reset for Robinson. Pulisic again able to turn and face on Mepham, forced backwards though. Walker Zimmerman, the last man back right now for the U.S. Again, they're all in the attacking half of the field. Able to find Sargent, who's able to bring it down. Adams got to chase it off and able to get there just in front of James. At the very least, the U.S. would love nothing more than for Wales not to touch the ball again before the end of the half. For Pulisic, you hear the shout of turn, trying to get around Mepham, who hauls him down.
Got away with the last one and is not going to get away with this one. There's a yellow card. And you're absolutely right. You get the shout from Tim Ream of turn, because he sensed with the weight of the pass, Pulisic was going to have enough space between him and Mepham to be able to face him up. And just a little look over his shoulder there, and he saw that he had the gap that Mepham had already committed to him, pushes it past him, draws the contact cleverly, and now a Welsh center back on a yellow.
Pulisic, you heard a little bit of a roar there as he was urging the U.S. fans on that far side to make some noise. About 90 seconds to go in this half. A half that the U.S. has statistically dominated. Ream over the top. Anthony Robinson not going to get there. And a decisive moment so far. Tim Weah finishing off the through ball from Christian Pulisic and a lightning quick move forward.
I'm sure we're going to hear the guys talk about it at halftime. And Pulisic started slowly into the game, and over the last 20 minutes came to life. And he had the incisive pass, but also just waited and was patient for the space to open up, for the gaps to open up, for him to be able to play that role of being provider. I think you could see that in his confidence too.
And Anthony Robinson just sort of looked at that one and he was chirping at the referee, didn't even bother chasing it. Fresh frustrated Welsh team. What will their locker room be like at the half? Gareth Bale sitting on a yellow card. And what have we said? He only needs one moment to change a game. So plenty of work still to be done for the United States, and guys like Brendan Aronson and Gio Reyna, who we might be seeing in the second half, that can bring a lot off the bench. And that is the end of the first half. Tim Weah, the decisive goal to give the U.S. the lead in their return to the World Cup. We'll send you back to Kate Abdo in our Corny studio. 45 minutes down, 45 to go at Ahmad Bin Ali Stadium. The United States of America 1, Wales 0.
their World Cup opener. There is still 45 minutes to go, and we're getting ready for the second half. Now, let's talk about what we want to see from this US team as they now take back to the pitch for this second half of action. Landon, what are you thinking?
Fear is the most powerful moment or emotion in soccer and in life sometimes. Don't let fear set in. Be brave. Go get the second goal, dude.
I agree with Landon. I mean, do what got you in this position. Stay strong in possession. Don't sit back. Keep taking the game to them. Obviously, at some point, they're going to have to try to go and get that goal. And when they do, hopefully we can get another goal and give ourselves a little bit more cushion.
Be ruthless. Be ruthless. Take the 3 points that Wales has given you.
Okay, well, we're ready for the second half. John Strong and Stu Holden have the call for you, gents.
And Kate, a substitution for Wales to begin the second half. The big man, 6'5", Kiefer Moore, is on up front for Dan James. That's 10 extra inches you get on the end of long balls for a Welsh team trying to find a way back to this one. Pulisic is on the run early. Yunus Musa on the run early. Anthony Robinson running inside. Musa's cross gives the U.S. a corner. After a little more than 20 seconds. Frustrated Dan James.
I couldn't get into the game because the United States were doing a good job limiting the counterattack. So Kiefer Moore signals a change in style. Maybe more direct, but you have more of a presence up there because of his size, but also he's a bit of a battering ram at times. He's going to mix it up now with Zimmerman and Ream. It's going to be a different type of game for them.
Pulisic, third corner of the night. Again, struggling just to get it into the right areas. Robinson's going to hold it in. It's going to find the goal scorer, Tim Weah. Nico Williams defending. What are you looking for here, second half?
A lot of the same. The first half is what you would want from a U.S. perspective. Wales are going to bring pressure. Here you go.
Adam just got away with that one. Way
offside. He's
always offside. That's your one for the night, just to be clear.
Had to get that one in. But for the United States, the challenge in the early stages of a second half is that now the game's going to look a bit different. Wales have made a personnel change, so now you've got to figure out the rhythm of that half. You've got to still try to maintain. There's Moore running into the channels now.
Zimmerman running with him. Kiefer Moore, first touch since coming on as a halftime sub. Working on the two-time MLS Defender of the Year, Walker Zimmerman. Back it comes to Ampadu. Sargent there to close him down. Popped in the air by Robinson. Pulisic couldn't hold it up cleanly. And that'll be a Wales throw. The Welsh fans down to our right.
Yeah, they're attacking that goal now. So the Welsh fans trying to give their team a lift in response, and they want to see the early stages of this second half of response from their team as well.
Second half kicking off just past 11 p.m. here in Qatar. A little past 8 p.m. in Cardiff. Just after 3 in the afternoon in snowbound New York City. Just produced a handful of players on this U.S. roster, including Weah and Turner and Adams, who commits that foul. The U.S. trying to match England with a win on opening night in Group B. Wales playing for their lives at this point right now, knowing this one is crucial for them to have a chance to go through in their return to the World Cup for the first time in 64 years. Pulisic from Tyler Adams. McKennie wants it on the run. It's going to be for Weah. He wasn't quite ready for that. It's into Hennessy.
McKennie was asking for that one, and that's what Pulisic's saying is, my bad. We could have rolled that one in the path of McKennie and instead went for the hero ball over the top to Tim Weah.
Going long in between options and Ream. We've seen a couple players sort of struggle a little bit. The way the ball's skipping up off this turf a little bit.
That one was at an awkward height too there for Ream, the way it bounced up, and he had to just deal with it and put it out for a throw.
Roberts in for Moore. That's Musa defending. AMC, good work. Robinson trying to not foul. Spins out. Corner for Wales. Second of the night.
This goes back to the conversation about a U.S. team. How do you respond? Not when things are going well, but when you're under a bit of pressure. And this is going to be the first test here in the second half. Up a goal. Wales have started the game aggressively. They've won their first set piece.
It's a big point of emphasis from Greg Berhalter with this team is lifted in. Matt Turner couldn't get on the end of it. It scrambled around, and a whistle goes for a foul as Turner was obstructed, and there has not had much to do, Matt Turner, tonight.
Yeah. And it was a little shaky. He tries to get it in traffic, so there's a lot of bodies around him as he goes up for this one. He's got Ramsey in front of him again, has to push him off just a little bit, and it's Gareth Bale in front of him, and he's got more behind him. And he's got two hands on it, and oftentimes you see keepers punch that away with their fists for that reason there, because sometimes if you don't grab it, you don't grab it clean, you spill it into a dangerous spot. But Turner able to react on the second. Nice run from Musa, ball from Pulisic.
Yunus Musa with options in the middle. He's going to carry in on Roberts. It's Musa into the middle, knocked away. Pulisic got to the second ball. Adams wants it top of the box. Pulisic saw him too late, trying to drive inside. It's poked away. It's good defending in the end. Now Ramsey trying to wriggle away. Bale.
He's going to get a yellow
all over him.
He'll get a yellow, but that's a good foul to take, though. And actually, at halftime, watching the replay of the U.S. goal a couple of different times, Joe Rodon has the exact opportunity to make a foul on Pulisic, but doesn't. And he lets him go to avoid picking up a yellow, when he should have done that, because that stops a counterattack. Now, Ream takes a yellow for a tactical foul, but he stops any type of promising opportunity for Wales in doing so. So he knows exactly what he's doing in that moment. That's a savvy play there from a 35-year-old, most experienced guy on the roster.
Jenny Taft, you had a chance to speak to U.S. coach Greg Berhalter. What did he tell you?
Well, John, I'm so glad we had a moment to catch up, and let me tell you, the whole energy from the group was so positive. I asked Greg, how do you keep this intensity going? And he said the biggest thing is to continue to hurt them on the transition. Right now, I like what we're doing. I said, how do you finish it? He said, keep this going. And there were so many words coming from all the players as they walked back on the pitch, saying, be ready for the moment when your name is called. Our standard doesn't drop. No let up.
That was one of the things Berhalter told us at the team hotel Saturday. As it goes long towards Gareth Bale, headed sideways. Ramsey trying to get in. Ream cleans it up for Turner. But Berhalter sharing stories from his World Cup experience 20 years ago, sending the message to this young team. Treat every moment like it's the most important moment of your entire life. That is the magnitude of a World Cup. Can they do that in this second half and get out of here with a win? Ream chasing on a yellow card. It comes into the middle. McKennie couldn't get there on Wilson. For Moore. Adams pokes it away. Moore gets back to it. And wide it goes too far for Nico Williams. The Welsh fans are encouraged by their team start. Here's Dest.
Which this is completely normal. This is to be expected. If you expected that U.S. were just going to come out in the second half, the whistle goes and it's the exact same rhythm as the first, it's not. Wales still have some very good players. This is a team that has been to 2 major tournaments in the Euros, and not by mistake. So the U.S. are still trying, I think, early stages here to figure out now that you've got 2 guys playing right up against your center backs. It's opened up some more space underneath. So now it's on Tyler Adams and McKennie and Musa defensively to get the right mix of when can they press, and that's going to let you off a little bit. Greg Berhalter's trying to get the ball right back into play. He wants his team keeping the tempo high because he thinks that that's when they're at their best.
A frustrated Rob Page on the Wales bench right now. Robinson couldn't get that up to Sargent. Wilson on the run. Williams up the left. Dest is going to defend. He's on a yellow card from early. Williams, it ran away from him. McKennie makes the play in the end. And the Wales fans roar. Roberts for Bale. Close down quickly. Ream got a piece of it. Musa just trying to settle it for Pulisic right now. They can't keep it, the U.S. Pulisic sliding through.
He's going to get out here. There's a run from Williams.
Nico Williams going to get engaged with Serginho Dest, who's got to defend carefully, trying to get some help from Tyler Adams. Cross took a deflection right to Tim Ream. Gives it right back, though. Roberts.
You got to get way a little bit deeper, too, on that right side.
Just enough there from Adams to step in and knock it away. Now Christian Pulisic. Sargent wants it forward. Pulisic felt a bit of a tug there and went down. No foul. The U.S. just settle this thing down a little bit, get some control.
McKennie hasn't quite looked right since he took a bit of that knock. Now he's going to be, I would imagine, the first sub for the U.S. This is a guy who is playing his first game since October 29th for Juventus, and that was his leg, a bit of a muscle injury, right quad. I would imagine that's going to be Brennan Aronson at some point here, if not very soon.
Dest trying to recover on that one. Gets there just in time as Wilson was making the run from Ramsey's ball. It is out for a throw down in the corner, says referee Abdul Rahman Al Jassim. Wales bench is furious that this is not a corner. This is not something that is reviewable on VAR. In for Wilson. Back out for Williams. Got a cross in towards Bale. Knocked away by McKennie to the top of the box. Ramsey holds it in. Ream gets the second one. He was undercut by Moore. There's no foul whistled. Adams battling. He thought he was fouled. Pulisic can't get away. Important touch from Mepham there. And Sargent some pressure to force Roden all the way back. Boy, Gareth Bale was lining that one up.
Really important, just a glance, the flicked header from Weston McKennie to take it off his toe. The other part, John, talking about Weston McKennie potentially being the first sub, the other one might be Serginho Dest, who was a bit of a question mark coming in, and DeAndre Yedlin potentially his replacement there, considering also that both of them are on yellow cards.
Ream there, all he could do was shepherd that out. He's had much more of a handful to deal with Kiefer Moore, the halftime sub for Wales. Connor Roberts going to load up the long throw. Mepham, one of the center backs, comes forward. Everyone will retreat for the United States to defend this. Roberts gets it in. Robinson the touch. Pulisic, he's limping a bit as he got caught on the top of the foot. That'll be a free kick for the U.S. The second game for the United States coming up on Black Friday. Much anticipated meeting with England. Coverage starting 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, live on Fox. What a day that will be. What an occasion that will be. Up at Al Bayt Stadium in Al Khor, 60,000 capacity. Will both teams be coming on a win? We know England will. 6-2 on Iran as Dest knocks that away. And the U.S. follow them. Dest carries forward. Sargent wasn't quite ready to get on the run. Roden, great tackle.
And Dest out of position now. Nobody on that right side.
Wide it comes. Williams cross in. Moore able to steer it along for Roberts. Roberts hooks that one in. Zimmerman won the header. Nico Williams brings it down. Sargent trying to close him off. Still Williams on the ball. Mepham for Roberts. Roberts crossing in, popped in the air. It'll be all the way out. Kerr was scrambling a bit, but it's a goal kick.
Well, I would be thinking about a change very soon. A good sustained pressure coming here from Wales. A lot of pressure in their crossing as well on the U.S. back line. Having to make very important headers up against the physical front line now of Kiefer Moore and Gareth Bale. Underneath that, they're stepping up their pressure as well. The U.S. can't relieve pressure on the ball. They just look tired because they've been doing a lot of defending. They need a string of possession to just get themselves up the field right now.
Turner asleep as he played that up. They're arguing for a handball, and McKinney they get. This is something Greg Berhalter talked to us about with us on Saturday. Essentially, can this team be comfortable being uncomfortable? Can we survive in certain moments? And he said the recent games against Mexico, the qualifiers, Nations League final a year and a half ago in Denver, Gold Cup final in Vegas, hostile atmospheres, they did that very well. Can they do that here? Gareth Bale snuck in behind. He steers it back for Kiefer Moore, and that was blocked by Tim Ream. 30 minutes to go. Tim Weah's first half goal, the difference right now. And Davis, long switch. Anthony Robinson a chance to head that away. Pulisic, can he get back to that first touch? Not quite. Mepham, great work. Ampadu. Wilson retreats it for Davis and gets it back. Ampadu once more up the gut. Well read by Tyler Adams.
Great read there from Adams, cutting off the passing lane, baiting the pass in.
What can the U.S. do the other way?
Berhalter down to our left is just motioning, trying to get his team up the field. The difference has been with the U.S. playing this back line aggressively in the first half is because they had pressure on the ball. When there's no pressure on the ball, you cannot play such a high back line because players can turn, they can pick up their head, they can play those passes in behind and time the run well. So now it becomes just, do you make a change that gets you pressure on the ball, which would be, I think, for Mikhail lovely.
Way early cross in. Is it going to find Pulisic? Well, not quite. That was an interesting challenge. Call on the field goal kick as Roberts came in on it.
He's going to hold it here just to review.
Until Rahman Al-Jassim is going to give Abdullah Al-Mari, our video assistant referee, a moment to look at this.
It's a good early ball in from Tim Weah. Now the question is, where does the contact take place? Is there enough for a foul? And you can see clearly there he gets the ball. That's a great shot. Put on the ball first before any of the man.
Kiefer Moore, it took 3 Americans to get him off the ball. They did eventually. Zimmerman just forced to play it out. And the U.S. with activity on the bench.
It's Brendan Aronson.
Quickly back in. Moore leads it. Ramsey returns it. Moore. And that's going to come all the way through. And is that going to be out? Well, it's going to be a throw one way or the other. U.S. got away with one there.
This was Matt Turner slipping on a goal kick just a couple of minutes ago.
All the good work Matt Turner has done in his life, and he gets that broadcast to the entire world. So the Medford Messi is going to make his World Cup debut in a moment. Medford, New Jersey's Brendan Aronson. Pulisic poked away. There's Roden that time. U.S. wants a handball. They're not going to get. Pulisic really getting frustrated with the officials. We saw that for a spell in the first half. Roberts. No card in it. And a dangerous attacking set piece for Wales. Wilson and Ramsey stand over it. Everybody back for the U.S. Ramsey runs away. It's Harry Wilson to send it in. Right in front of the biggest pack of Welsh fans here in the stadium. Wilson in, popped in the air by Zimmerman. Second ball knocked down. Adams with a touch in the air. Can he win the next one? It's a free header. It's a save from Matt Turner.
Now here's the life of a goalkeeper. You barely touch the ball in the first half. The ball's at your feet. And then you have to come up with that big moment, that big save. And it's Matt Turner. It's popped up on the second ball. I doubt we'll see the end of this replay because the ball's about to come back in. And here it is. He has to react, gets his feet set, and palms it over the bar. What a save, Matt Turner.
His first of the night, 64 minutes in. Wales wanted to go quick with the corner. The referee stopped it. Wilson once again in swinging ball. Turner in traffic. The header is over. That was 6'5" Kiefer Moore. Couldn't get it down.
He's beat. All the U.S. defenders are beat here by the big man. Kiefer Moore times it so well, gets himself free, just runs off a defender, and Tim Ream ends up getting just shielded by Josh Sargent. And Matt Turner, a quick conversation with the referee as well. You see, that's important too. Weston McKennie gets his foot out of the way, not to make a foul in the box, and a full palm on it from Matt Turner. That ends up being Weston McKennie's last involvement. It is going to be him replaced by Brendan Aronson.
22 years old from Medford, New Jersey. $30 million. He left Salzburg for Leeds United in the Premier League 4. Just a couple years ago, this guy was a star with the Philadelphia Union. It has been a quick rise for him since. A year and a half ago, he was on the fringes of the U.S. national team. A lot of people thought he should have been starting tonight. What kind of an impact can he make? Here's his first touch. Christian Pulisic, big pocket of space. Way is up his right. Sargent to his left. Sargent dragged wide. Numbers up for the U.S. though, as it comes back to Anthony Robinson. Christian Pulisic all the way across for Sergiño Dest. Aronson once again comes to get it. Dest. Was he fouled? He just lose control of it, lost his footing. Here come Wales on the run. Williams able to play it in for more. Zimmerman and Ream back it off. Gareth Bale picks it up. Musa forces him back. Aronson steps in. That's great work. Now can the U.S. go the other way? Brendan Aronson away to his right. Sargent in front of him. Bale from behind pokes it away.
Oh, what a run from Gareth Bale, who's out of gas to come back and now close down Tyler Adams. It was him trying to come back on his left. You talked about Musa knowing that, shielding him to his right. Aronson breaks away and gets his pocket picked by Gareth Bale coming back the other way. This game has come to life here now. This is high intensity. You see the commitment on both sides not to take a play off.
Here's the goal scorer way up, running at Nico Williams. Poked away, U.S. corner.
Nico Williams down, holding his back as soon as he extended for that one. Tim Weah faced him up, runs him back, gets him on the back foot, a little hesitation, then takes that extra touch. And then, oh yeah, just that right leg got twisted up as he goes to, just right here, watch his, just an awkward twist of that, and he feels pain instantly. He's still down, getting some treatment now. Maybe a little food for thought for Robert Page.
So Nico Williams down. Callan Acosta getting set to come on. Matt Turner, poor guy, had the world see his slip, gets the world to see this right now.
You set him up for that one. Talking about the only highlight we'd seen had been the one of him slipping, and it's the life of a goalkeeper. You have to be sharp, you have to be ready. That one he gets away with. He gets lucky on the second one because he was caught, whether to come out, whether to stay on his line. He hesitates for a half second, and any less on that header from Kiefer Moore, that's in the back of the net. That's 1-1. So big save, then a slight hesitation and nervy moment that followed. But still, right now, the United States with a clean sheet. It looks like, actually, John, we're going to see a double change, potentially, with DeAndre Yedlin.
Well, the cavalry's going to come here. Get Yedlin up, Haji right, Callan Acosta. It's a U.S. corner. It's Williams off to the side, so Wales will defend this corner a man light. So there's 3 guys on the field for the U.S. that are about to have their nights finished. Can they walk it off on a goal? As Pulisic gets set to take the 4th corner of the game for the United States. And Hennessy getting himself set. And Wales playing with 1 fewer man with Nico Williams off to the side. Pulisic got it in deeper. Moore was there in front of Zimmerman. Adams able to reset wide for Pulisic. Bale defending. Pulisic going to engage with Bale. Gets the cross in. Sent right back out, though. Davis is right there. Pulisic helps to win it back. Can he get around Bale? Outduels him. Pulisic running in. Pulisic trying to play it in the middle. It's held in on the backside by Aronson. It's clipped in by Adams. Ramsey off the chest and then cleared away.
Just that last pass missing for the U.S. in some good spots, getting into great situations. Great work from Pulisic, although he's a little shaken up after that challenge and that duel with
He's
Gareth
not moving
Bale.
well. Williams back out there. Wales full strength. Musa has it knocked away. Pulisic is still grimacing in pain off the ball. Bale lets it run for more. The return. Gareth Bale. Clever flick, but Aronson was there. Aronson wants it back from Adams. Pulisic gets it instead. Takes the bump from Mepham.
Yeah, he's taking a beating. Weah's down. Pulisic's actually going to stay down now after that last one. And I mean, that's not the first kick he's taken throughout this game. He's clearly been identified by this Welsh team as the United States' most dangerous player. And an opportunity for every player now to come over and get a little water and a little bit of a break. There it is. It's Mepham again on Pulisic, catching him late.
On a yellow.
This was there. There's the hand to the face for Pulisic from Bale, and just able to skirt around, giving a little bit back to, gets Bale off balance. Does incredibly well.
So you wonder if the U.S. is recalculating here who is going to come off. 20 minutes to go. Tim Weah, a 36-minute goal on a Christian Pulisic assist is the difference right now. So no subs made right now on this throw. Pulisic has to come back out as the U.S. allowed to take the ball back, having played it out. So Pulisic's back out there. Three Americans waiting to come on. 20 minutes to go. Opening game of the World Cup for the U.S. back. The greatest stage in sports for the first time in 8 years. Sargent can get on the end of it. Weah slow to get up in a collision with Davis off the ball. Aronson pressure. Kept in play by Williams. Adams coming across. Does just enough. Dest in there as well.
Tyler Adams. Terrific once again. Just his ability to close down space. Oh, a little nutmeg there from Aronson.
Ramsey slides it away, though, from Dest. Uses pressure. U.S. subs being told to sort of keep active, keep moving around. It might be a minute before they get on. Williams continues on for Wales after receiving treatment. Intercepted by Musa. Roberts trying to recover. Pulisic to his left. Sargent in the middle. Way of the trailer. It's Pulisic now. Christian Pulisic cuts it up into the middle. Aronson missed it.
Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. Felt like he took his eye off it or decided to pull out of it at the last minute. It looked like he was going to head that right on goal.
I wonder if he saw way out of the corner of his eye. Robinson up for Pulisic. Gets it away for Tyler Adams. Yunus Musa is struggling. Yunus Musa has gone down.
I wonder if maybe Yunus Musa is one of those subs for Kellen Acosta, and that's why the U.S. their coaching staff telling him to go down to get that sub.
Musa stretching out. And here come the changes. Now Sargent will be withdrawn. Serginho Dest. We'll see his night in. What about the third? Yunus Musa, as you would expect. First of all, your thoughts on the three guys coming off. How did they do tonight?
I think all three of them had significant impacts on the game. Yunus Musa, his ability in the middle of the field to control the tempo through the ball and through his movement. Josh Sargent, the life of a striker, had two chances early on. The one hits the post, but then his biggest involvement in the game had been his hold-up play and bringing other guys in and dragging center backs around, opening up space for others. So equally as important if you're a part of creating a goal. And now here three guys come to keep the level up, to keep the energy up. You've seen the U.S. swing the momentum back in their court a little bit the last couple of minutes, and that's come because they've been able to get some pressure on the ball. Aronson has made a difference. Now what difference can these three subs make as part of that?
Haji Wright, his first touch in the World Cup.
A laser from Matt Turner.
Christian Pulisic has it now. Acosta, one of the runners in. Here it comes into the middle in between options. Clearance only as far as Tyler Adams. Anthony Robinson with it now. Robinson hooks it in. Doesn't find Wright. DeAndre Yedlin, the only player on the roster who's played in a World Cup. Part of the 2014 World Cup team. Cross coming in. Right to header and comfortably wide of Wayne Hennessy's goal. Haji Wright, 24 years old, from Los Angeles, part of the same youth national teams as guys like Tyler Adams and Christian Pulisic and Weston McKennie, and yet he had a long road, bounced around clubs in Europe before finding success in Turkey, getting his first call-up in June. Looked like he was on the outside, came right back in, courtesy of a phenomenal beginning of the season in Turkey, as that ball's out of play for a U.S. throw. Yedlin, who's found a wonderful stretch with Inter Miami after 7 years playing in Europe. Began his career with the Seattle Sounders. Kellen Acosta at one point wasn't called in for 2 whole years for the United States. An MLS Cup winner 2 weeks ago with Gareth Bale and LAFC. He's on now. As that one skips past right, it works for Pulisic.
Look at the run from Anthony Robbins here.
Flying forward. Here's Jedi. Returns it too far in front of Pulisic, but the U.S. will get a corner out of it. Their 5th of the game.
Anthony Robinson, just endless energy. You see him time after time after time, just going and going and going. Recovery runs. And that run right there on the 76th minute, so important to commit to the attack. It gives Pulisic some space to then go inside, plays the pass wide, U.S. corner, and now just another chance just to take a deep breath, which none of these fans are.
Let alone us. Pulisic to take. Gets it in deeper. Hennessy lets it go. Aronson off the back of his head, and it's out wide. Final quarter of an hour. U.S. is almost there. Opening night win. Perfect setup for the game against England. Can they get there? Wales will be desperate. I know that if England are going to run away with this group, it's going to be one of them or the U.S. or Iran who goes through with them. They're preparing a substitution of the wings right now as well, as that cross comes into the middle for Moore. It'll open up to the far side for Nico Williams. Yedlin comes to meet him. Williams driving in, Aronson helping, comes into the middle. It's Connor Roberts all the way along for Ramsey. Back it comes. Epham lifting it in. Zimmerman the header, knocked down. Aronson couldn't clear. Yedlin does. And now Tim Way has gone down on the far side. Wales fans are upset. They think this is gamesmanship.
They said it's not his head. So they're saying that he shouldn't be stopping the game for an injury with Wales in possession. And you can see clearly what the referee thinks of that. As far as we could hear.
Nico Williams, defender, who was banged up a few minutes ago, is off. Brennan Johnson, forward of Nottingham Forest. And the Premier League is on. Made his debut against the U.S. 2 years ago.
Well, they're going all out, Wales. They recognize how important this game is. They saw the England result against Iran. They're now also in a position where they're down a goal against a U.S. team where if they feel they get the loss, that could be their tournament done. So they're going to push as hard as they can here, even if it opens them up a little bit defensively to try and find at least that equalizer.
So way it continues. U.S. has one remaining substitution they can make. Yedlin chests it back for Matt Turner. What's the plan now for the U.S.?
A bit of this, a bit of taking some of the momentum away from Wales by using the ball. Possession is paramount, because when you have the ball, the other team's running, you're not exerting as much energy. It's composure still in the key moments of the game, when you're under pressure, when crosses are coming in, and not making that one decision where maybe you step in, you make a foul, and in around the box. It's being careful. But at the end of the day, I still maintain you still have to try to be aggressive when you can and get up the field.
The top for Johnson. Robinson tracking him. Johnson threw a little bump there in the end to put Robinson off. It's going to bounce and stay in play a second time. Ramsey there in front of Pulisic. Adams knocks it away. Johnson quickly in. Ramsey's there first, cutting it into the middle. Oh, dangerous from Zimmerman. It's a penalty. Penalty for Wales as Bale goes down. 10 minutes to go, and Gareth Bale will step up to try to tie it for the penalty spot unless VAR can save the U.S.
Yeah, that's exactly the type of moment. Walker Zimmerman just tries to go through Gareth Bale there. He doesn't need to. Bale is in front of him. Bale is back to goal. And he just goes in too aggressively, trying to win it, trying to be the first one there. He's not. Bale has body position. He gets his leg in front, comes through, no contact on the ball. It's a foul, it's a penalty. And now it's going to be Gareth Bale versus Matt Turner.
Bale, the all-time leading scorer for Wales, tied their all-time appearance mark tonight. 6 of 8 in his Wales career from the penalty spot. Did miss in the group stage of the European Championship a year and a half ago. This is his penalty history for Wales. Matt Turner, the only goalkeeper in U.S. men's history to save a penalty on his debut just under 2 years ago. Opponents only 1 of 4 against him in penalties in his U.S. career, including that miss by Qatar at the Gold Cup a year and a half ago. 9 minutes plus stoppage time. 40,000 fans, some of them looking at Ahmad bin Ali Stadium. Millions upon millions around the world as Gareth Bale squares off with Park Ridge, New Jersey's Matt Turner. Bale scores.
Well, he's a man known for rising to the big occasions. You knew he would have a part to play in this game. First of all, drawing the penalty. 100% that's a penalty. No debate there. And then it's Bale who steps up. So much pressure riding on this moment. And it's Matt Turner gets a hand on it. And you can see his reaction after. He feels he should have saved it even. But the sheer power is what takes it past Turner. Just a slight deflection and not enough to keep it out of the back of the net. And it's Gareth Bale, his 41st goal for his country, and it levels the score. And now, what's the U.S. response from there?
It's worth noting, twice this year, Wales in UEFA Nations League play tied the game in the 90th minute or later, conceded a late goal to lose. They have struggled closing games out. And the U.S. Final 8 winner, as they did in their opener, losing a lead late against Ghana 8 years ago at the World Cup in Brazil as Aronson commits that foul. 41 goals in 109 games since he was a 16-year-old for Gareth Bale. How does the U.S. react? This young U.S. team, second youngest roster at the World Cup. Fans are furious as Zimmerman outjumps Moore.
That was in our conversation with Greg Berhalter 2 days ago ahead of this game. Not about how the team's doing when the team's playing well. It's about how do you react when it's not, when you're under pressure in those key decisive moments. Now, they give away the penalty. They've given away a goal. There's 6 minutes plus stoppage left here. Wales have been dominating the second half. What is your response? Can you dig a little bit deeper? Can you find a little bit more? And can you find that winning goal while not conceding the losing goal?
Looking long for Johnson. Robinson's there. Pulisic. A bit of a body through there into Roberts. Long throw in from Roberts. Moore trying to flick. Did he foul Ream? Yes, he did. Tim Ream holding his back a little bit. US is preparing their 5th and final substitution in a moment. Adams controls. Kellen Acosta. Anthony Robinson to the outside. Here's Robinson now. Robinson's cross in. Weah couldn't get up to it. Johnson heads it along, only as far as Tyler Adams. He's trying to play that in for Acosta. Just sort of mishit it. Wins it right back off Ramsey. Jordan Morris will be coming on for the United States in a moment. That's their 5th and final substitution tonight. Scored the winning goal in the Gold Cup final 2017. Had a winning goal to win a national title with Stanford. But he had a winning goal at a World Cup to that resume as Ream dribbles his way around Johnson.
They got some space on the right here. Yedlin can get forward.
Yedlin, the other Seattle native on the team, hooks in that cross. Diving header away. And Mepham. Just yet for the sub. 4 minutes plus stoppage time. Weah lays it down for Aronson. Aronson cuts it back on Williams. Out of back it goes. Yedlin. Aronson. Tim Weah has the goal for the U.S. tonight. Weah's cross into the middle. Pulisic was rising up, and enough of a body there from Roberts to keep him off it.
Robinson's going to get there first.
Working hard to get there. Kept it in play. Couldn't get back to it. He has to haul down Johnson.
See just the World Cup as a coach, and they get a goal that gives them life in this tournament.
4th official put the wrong number up on the board. It will be Tim Weah who makes way for Jordan Morris at the age of 28. 8 years he's been a part of the United States since he was a sophomore at Stanford University. 8 years later, 2 torn ACLs later, he makes his 50th international appearance in his World Cup debut. He replaces the goal scorer Tim Weah for the final 2 minutes and change plus stoppage time. That one's flicked on. Ramsey's going to get there. Cuts it into the middle. Turner was there. Wanted to go quick. Moore saw it coming. Moore was not going to allow him to get that quickly taken punt out. So an indirect free kick that Turner launches long. Aronson will pick it up. Kellen Acosta. Options either side. Here's Jordan Morris, his first touch at a World Cup. Morris is going to run in. Morris trying to cut it in. It's blocked. Yedlin picks it up, lofting it in. Hennessy punches away. Yedlin back into the mixer. Right rising up. Couldn't get on the end of it. Roberts gets it clear. Tim Ream on his own right now, defending Kiefer Moore. Johnson making the run. Johnson's going to get there on Adams. Johnson running in. Right at Matt Turner. Second save of the night. And this thing's a track meet now. Aronson turns back inside. 90 seconds plus stoppage time. Aronson chopped down by Harry Wilson.
How's that not a yellow? That's absolutely a yellow card here. The way this game has been refereed. That's blatant foul from Harry Wilson because Nick makes no attempt at the ball there. And Brendan Aaronson's breaking away. It's a counterattack. There's a little back heel from Kiefer Moore that set Brendan Johnson on his way, and nobody could catch him. His speed, but then doesn't get all of the strike, and it's comfortable for Matt Turner.
So Wilson is down. Ethan Ampadu is down. So this will add some stoppage time. Pulisic having a chat with Kellen Acosta right now. Wilson to his feet. Ampadu to his feet. A charged atmosphere. And Al Rayyan. Sorba Thomas preparing to come on. 9 is the number that goes up.
Oh boy.
9 minutes still to go. Welcome back to the World Cup, America.
You're right.
So the sub hasn't been made. Wilson is being allowed out right now. Into stoppage time we go, tied at 1. Who wants to be a hero for either nation? Aronson trying to turn and run. Ampadu knocked it away. And then Aronson wins it back off Moore. Ran underneath Acosta's foot. Pulisic was there to clean it up. Walker Zimmerman. Tyler Adams comes to get it. The U.S. captain rolled in for Kellen Acosta. Out for Anthony Robinson. Back in for Kellen Acosta. Back out for Christian Pulisic. First time cross. Takes a deflection. Cleared away as far as Tyler Adams. Shoot. Tyler Adams blocked. Pings around. Loose ball. Zimmerman. Not enough on it. Ream cleans it up for Yedlin. Ampadu can't continue. He's gone down. And if the referee's going to stop for the U.S. injury earlier.
He shouldn't. The way that you talk about playing on unless it's a head injury, but you're right in that he already set the precedent on the Tim Weah one that he now has to make that call. And I mean, players cramping everywhere. Off the ball right now, Wayne Hennessy stretching off one of his defenders. That was a 50-50 that both players committing full pelt. Wow. Zimmerman gets there first. Ampadu's a little bit late and gets some contact on the ball. Every man out there in this game has left every last ounce of energy, but who has the last burst of energy to find that next 7 minutes and dominate the game and potentially find a winner here?
For what it's worth, for all the talk about Qatar, the reason why we're having this World Cup now, it's not by any stretch of the imagination warm. No. It was somewhat cool coming in.
It's the intensity of the game. The game has been played at such a high level. It's been so fast, end-to-end stuff. And you're seeing that. You're seeing the effect on the players, which is why I think situations like this, where you're seeing so many subs on both sides, it becomes so important. For the first World Cup that we've had 5 subs instead of 3.
Sorba Thomas 2 years ago was playing in the 5th tier of English soccer. You could generously describe as semi-professional. And he is on now at a World Cup for Wales, replacing Harry Wilson. So we've lost a good minute and a half here. This is something FIFA is very particular about. Effective match time, that all of that should be added on. We should get a full 90 minutes of play. We'll see what this referee does. Both teams back at full strength, such as it is right now. 94th minute of the game. 5 minutes at least still to go. Corner going long. That will find his counterpart, Wayne Hennessy. Has not made a save tonight. 1 shot on goal for the U.S. That was the Tim Weah goal in the 36th minute. 2 saves for Matt Turner. Wonderful save off the header, the biggest. Johnson picks it up off the head of Ream. Trying to hand it off for Moore. Ream might have gotten just enough of a touch there to steer it wide. It's Robinson defending on the big man. He's able to play that back in. Connor Roberts. Roberts clipping it up. Bale couldn't get there. Zimmerman gets the header away. Robinson knocks it forward. Roberts back the other way. Robertson in the back there of Ramsey, no foul. 5 minutes at least. Ampadu continues to struggle. Tyler Adams and Rob Page coming together there. A little bit of a bump. Ampadu goes down before the U.S. can throw it back in.
You see that 9? It's going to be more than 9.
Well, how many was there in the England game? 14?
In just the first half, by the way.
Joe Morrell is going to come on to replace Ethan Ampadu. Center Kwame Ampadu is an assistant coach with CF Montreal and MLS. Joe Morel is on. The 5-year-old plays in the 3rd division of English soccer, Portsmouth. He's on now for his World Cup debut. Anthony Robinson's throw right, trying to steer it in the middle. Was that a foul? Yes, it was. Free kick, U.S. 4 minutes on paper, 5 or 6 more likely on the way. So Wales have made 4 substitutions. They've used 3 windows, so they're done with subs, as already was the U.S. DeAndre Yedlin. Zimmerman lifting it for Aronson. Can he get back to it? Poked away. Yedlin let it run out for a throw. Quickly in for Tyler Adams. He's got Kellen Acosta. Anthony Robinson. Pulisic dropping off to pick it up. Pulisic driving in. Options. Cross is a bit behind the target. Moores will chase it down. He'll reset for Yedlin. Yedlin hooks it back in. Too close to Hennessy, but he punches. It's a great punch. Comes all the way out to Anthony Robinson. Acosta making the run. Came off Roberts' head. In the opinion of the referee, Ream stabs it back in, but it's all the way out. .36-minute Tim Weah goal. 82nd minute Gareth Bale penalty. Do we get a winner tonight? Who does that benefit going forward? If we finish tied, Zimmerman, good work there to knock it away. Pulisic pops in the air. Aronson, can he control it? Thomas was there. Yedlin stepped up. Morel knocks it forward. Thomas swept away by Tyler Adams. Keeps it in play for Yedlin. Pulisic off the chest. A little bit of a juggle. Able to carry. Poked away, though, from behind. Pulisic goes down. Pulisic's in pain. Pulisic struggling to continue. And now we continue on with Pulisic down behind the plate. Bale resets it backwards. And Pulisic making the point. You stopped the game, referee, 2 other occasions when guys were down. You're not doing it now. Comes across to Thomas. Yedlin will engage with him. 98th minute. How much time is left? Only our referee knows for sure. Thomas crossing that one in. More off the chest. Trying to lay it for Ramsey. Poked around and cleared away by Zimmerman. Right trying to defend. Robinson just kept it away from Ramsey. Kellen Acosta showed a lot of that ball to Morel. It's won back by Bale. Aaron Ramsey. Gareth Bale cuts it back. Poked away.
Tyler Adams again. I mean, start pulling together a highlight rip of Tyler Adams for after this game, because, and you might run out of tape. He has been all over this field, time and time again, covering for players out of position, getting stuck in, getting on the ball. I would say he's been the U.S.'s best player tonight.
99th minute. That one's too far for Aronson. Zimmerman saying that Bale was offside when that ball was played. He was. Free kick U.S. Boy, half the players in the field on that whistle stooped down, hands on knees, exhausted. We would not expect this game to end at 99 minutes for all the stoppages we've had in stoppage time.
The question is how much, and that, at this point, is now at the discretion of the referee, and how many more minutes we will play, and only he knows, and he's checking that watch a lot.
Brendan Aronson. 100th minute of the game. Pulisic still limping, still moving very gingerly. Robinson lifting it up long.
Roberts
keeps it in play. Kellen Acosta picks it up. Acosta Brendan Aronson, Yedlin's on the far side. Here comes DeAndre Yedlin. Thomas trying to get across. Yedlin into the box. Popped him in the air by Ramsey. Morris is first there. Morris trying to turn on it. Morris, can he get across in? Took a deflection and well read, taken away by
Wales
Davis.
got 2v2 and Moore's in here.
Ream trying to run. Turner's going to come out. Turner the header. Can he keep it away from Bale? Bale's got it. Turner retreating. Callan Acosta hauls down his LAFC teammate. Had to.
And he might have just saved a goal, John Strong, because Matt Turner didn't need to come out there, but he did, and Gareth Bale is lining up to take a shot. Matt Turner was still 20 yards out of his goal, and I'm not betting against Gareth Bale in that situation. So excellent recognition by Callan Acosta there, doing everything he could to get stuck in to make that foul on Gareth Bale, and we won't know, but what we can say is that that stopped the goal.
But it's Hail Mary time for Wales. Sorba Thomas lifts it in. Turner with a clean catch. Is there any time left? No. That's how the game ends. Gareth Bale, 82nd minute penalty. Tim Weah, 36th minute opener. U.S. gets a result. Work to be done. Start the clock. Black Friday against England. We'll send you back to Kate Abdo on the Corniche in Doha as it finishes here in Al Rayyan. The United States of America 1, Wales 1.